good morning, good afternoon, good day, good evening, wherever you are in the world right now joining us. I am Charlene. It is a pleasure to be here with you. Happy Summer Solstice weekend, or depending on where you are in the world, happy Solstice weekend. Today, the last day before we reach that apex of light. And it's a beautiful day. I love, too, that it's falling on a Saturday, a day that we tend to devote to ourselves, whether it's through rest or activity or self-expression, whatever it may be. So it's so lovely that you've decided to invest and express yourself today, especially as we are waiting for the sun to reach that fullness. I'm so delighted to be here with you. If this is your first time here, welcome. In front of you are 21 chromatically tuned quartz crystal singing bowls. When I say chromatic, I mean it's all of the white keys on the piano. Oh, this is going to be interesting today. The bowls are already starting to bring us into their resonant fields, which apparently is very resonant today, Jeremy. Not only do we have the white keys on the piano, we also have those lovely black notes as well, which means that we can add color to the sound, chromatic, from the Greek word of chroma, meaning color. And the more we can color our lives through sound, through language, through expression, through poetry, through words, through ideas, through feelings, the more alive we begin to feel. And that's because color is a pattern that can be replicated across all different types of seats of expression. So as we move into this particular expression where we perceive the quality of color with our ears, with that aural sensation, our body begins to respond. We connect more deeply into a realm of archetypes where stories emerge underneath all of these patternings of sound. So if this is your first time here, expect archetypes, expect chromatic colors. Yes, there will be beautiful moments of sound bath type of ease and repose, but there will also be moments where we are asked to step into the fullness of who we are and what we are experiencing inside, and then decide, what do we do with that information? Some of you may say, "Ooh, that's an old pattern. I don't think I need it anymore." Some may say, "Ooh, that's an old pattern." And there it is. And let it be. This is up to you. This is your journey. So however you move through today, it's going to be perfect. Now, because we have a slightly different format because it's the summer solstice weekend, let me share with you. We are coming live not only on Insight Timer, on YouTube, on our Circle community, and also on Zoom. So we have folks who have signed up to be a part of this actual live one-on-one experience that we can only do via Zoom, where we'll be able to bring you on, we'll have a little conversation, and then begin to dive into your sonic field today. Today, we will be listening to your signature frequency, what I call your signature frequency. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, but it's that vibration that you're giving off right now. So if you'd like Insight Timer friends, hi Carrie, hi Tanya, hi Geraldine, solstice down in Western Australia. Happy winter solstice to you. Monica from Austin, Texas. Sarah, nice to see you as well. Melanie, good morning, good morning. So many lovely people. If you'd like to join us over on Zoom, you can actually sign up right now and we can send you that Zoom link. Just go to charlene.com/solstice and that link will hit your inbox and you can pop over to Zoom. Because what's going to happen is it will have our standard, is it ever standard? It's anything but, right? We'll have that beautiful guided meditation where we're going to dive deeper into tuning ourselves to tune towards the solstice. And then after that, we're going to start connecting one-on-one on Zoom. So if you'd like to participate in that, just go to charlene.com/Zoom. Share with us your email so that we can send you that link. And by the way, if you've signed up, remember, I'm so proud of it. There's this really beautiful journal for the summer solstice, attuning to the summer solstice that I've put together for you. I know so many of you enjoy taking these moments of reflection to turn within and begin to unroot, uncover, and more deeply align with your inner truth through writing, through reflection and contemplation. So that journal is free and it's there for you as well. So just go to charlene.com/solstice and you'll be able to receive that link. So because this is a different format, let me share just a brief disclaimer for all of our friends and powers that be of the light that appreciate this. So before we begin, because we are doing the additional one-on-one interactions on Zoom, just remember that this is an open group session. It is being recorded, and anything that you say, share, or show may be seen, heard, and heard by everyone present. Excuse me. And may appear in the recording as well. So please only share what you're comfortable having others see or hear. And there's no expectation of privacy or confidentiality in this space. Of course, we honor the light in you. So you do you. Now y'all know, I offer spiritual energy and wellness guidance, and musical as well. This is not medical, psychological, therapeutic, financial, or legal advice. Not going to tell you how to spend your money. And it is not a substitute for care from a licensed professional. Participation is completely voluntary. You can pause, stay quiet, or leave at any time. By staying in the session and taking part, you agree to these terms and consent to being recorded. And my friends, if it's not for you, that's okay too. You're welcome to participate as a silent observer or even step away. All right, done. Legalese, done. So I invite you just to begin to start settling into your space. Everything has a frequency, a vibration, a rate at which it is moving, spinning, living through, expressing itself through this creative manifestation. And the bowls are inviting us to begin just to settle into the truth of our vibration, of your vibration, right here and right now. And just begin to allow more comfort to come into your body, settling in, beginning to allow your breath to inform your space. And if your breath is rapid or fast, shallow, or a little anxious, just invite it to slow down. It's your breath. Good. Or if your breath is already running deep and warm and true, allow it to continue to flow. There's a simplicity in that flow. Good. So tomorrow, the sun reaches as high as it will go all year for us in the Northern Hemisphere. For Geraldine in the Southern Hemisphere, it's just the opposite, shortest day of her year. But for all of our Northern Hemisphere friends, we have been watching the sun climbing for the last 6 months. And tomorrow, for a breath, it's going to stand still. And that's actually what the word solstice means. Sun stands still. The longest light, the turning point of the year, the doorway between one half and the next, where frequency almost seems to pause. So today we stand on its eve. Happy Solstice Eve. Close enough to feel this pause coming. Perhaps that's why the bowls are already asking us just to settle and sit into this stillness. See, in all that light tomorrow, it isn't because the sun has come closer. It hasn't. Right now, the earth is actually as far away from the sun as it gets all year. The longest light doesn't come from nearness or proximity. It comes from how fully we are turned towards it. The top half of the world, that entire Northern Hemisphere, is leaning in, tilted as far towards the sun as it ever leans. You see, light is a matter of orientation, not distance. Hold on to that, because that's really going to be our theme today. And it's interesting because your signature frequency, what I call your signature frequency, your naturally occurring vibration, it kind of works in the same way. It isn't something waiting somewhere far off, ready to arrive if you choose to pull it in close. It's actually already moving through you. It's already here, appearing, vibrating, resonating. And the only question is how you are turned, how you are oriented, how tuned in you are. So today we begin to turn to face it. Every culture who has ever watched the sky has paused at the solstice, not out of tradition, but this deep knowing, a reverence. And at the turning point, something between worlds begins to come within reach. There's new vibrations, new information. You may already be experiencing this. Your dreams might be becoming more vivid. You might be seeing things out of the corner of your eye. I've heard so many stories about that. I've experienced that multiple times. Even people who would otherwise be skeptical, they're like, I can't believe what I just saw. And then I looked and I realized it wasn't there. So new information, even a deep sense of knowing, you may be resonating. All of that is coming towards you right now. And this is the time when it's really worth ourselves asking ourselves, what vibration am I living in right now? Because you have one. A vibration, a series of frequencies, of harmonics that are yours and yours alone. I call this unique combination of your vibration, your signature frequency. Yeah, it's a unique blueprint. Think of it as a vibrational fingerprint that you came here to live out, to express. But life is constantly vibrating. And those vibrations can shift or move other vibrations. Just like these notes begin to fold into each other and change how they're expressing themselves and how we perceive the music in the air. Direct effect. So while that unique original essence and vibration remains with you throughout your walk on this planet, your current vibration, the signature frequency, can shift with the tides of life, even the unfolding of the seasons, or perhaps the evidence of grief, love, joy, rapture, peace. And just as the light changes throughout the year, the key that you are living in changes too. What you're moving through, what you're welcoming, what you're closing the door on, you know those seasons. All of that informs you and tunes you. So today, as we near that standstill, it becomes easier to hear all of these vibrations. You can already feel how the bowls are calling us to settle. And just as the earth turns to face the height of the sun, you too can turn to face these inner vibrations within you at the high notes of summer solstice. I love how this is one of the 4 main gatherings of the year: summer, fall, winter, and spring. Each stands on their own, each has their own unique vibration. They all feel different and unique because they're offering us a time to reflect in different ways back into ourselves. So today is a perfect day to listen, to immerse ourselves and find your note. So where does a note like this come from? What's it actually made of? Well, every tradition, every old tradition has pretty much answered in the exact same way, and each in its own language. And let's kind of break this down for a moment. See, your note, your series of frequencies, it's the sound of 2 vibrations meeting, your spirit and a soul. Now remember, we all define these words a little differently. So let's get on the same page, so perhaps it brings a little more clarity and resonance deep within. So think of the spirit, in this case, as that unseen animating force, that current that was here long before your body, moving through everything that lives. It has no shape of its own until it chooses to take one. Whereas your soul is the shape that your spirit takes when it becomes you, your body, your mind, your heart, gathered into one form that has never existed before and will never come again. So your note lives in the meeting of these two. So think of that about how, of course, I'll take this back to classical music, but Beethoven knew that meeting very well. And he even said very plainly, I love this, what I have in my heart and soul must find a way out. That is the reason for music. And it's this meeting point of bringing these two worlds together where this vibratory space meets and informs. That's how the spirit meets and informs the expression into the body. Now the body's moving through the world and things are happening in the world so that the body is impacted and affected by that resonance. But any way you look at it, just think about how something formless and alive on the inside needs a way out and a way to express itself. And the way out is through sound. It's through vibration, that vibe, that feeling. And that way out is you. Think of your spirit as the wind, not an air that you can name, but a pure formless source of all vibration that's always moving, always shifting. And think of your soul, your body, your mind, your heart, all of it together as a flute. Now, a flute does nothing, it just sits there until the wind moves through it. But when the wind finds a flute that's truly in tune, one clear tone arrives. Beautiful. Think of that tone as your signature frequency, your blueprint made audible. The wind has never stopped moving through you. The only question is, how in tune are you in this moment? So tune the flute, and the wind plays true. That's when you feel, when you are in resonant alignment, that element of grace moving you back to your highest good, your highest alignment, that centering point. So there's an old understanding carried by countless ancient cultures, even into modern day, and that every spark of life is born with a unique sound of its own. Perhaps you've heard the story, if you experienced it, idea. There's a story that's told across, perhaps you've heard it, about an African village where a child's life is graced before it's even born by sound, by music, by a note. So when the mother is contemplating conceiving, she actually goes off alone, as the story goes, and sits and listens until she can hear the song of her child. So then she comes back and teaches the melody to the father, and they sing it as the child is conceived. Then the village women learn it and sing it as the child is born. The villagers sing this song at every major milestone, weddings, everything. And if ever in the middle of life that person loses their way, does something that maybe breaks the trust of the village, the villagers don't shame that person. They don't cast them out. In fact, they bring them to the heart of the village, and everyone sings them their song again, because they believe that if you stumble in life, it's because you have forgotten who you are, and the song is how you remember. And until the very end, as that person leaves the world, the village gathers one last time and sings their song to carry them home across the veil. And the instinct is real. It turns up everywhere. Hearing that note can help us remember who we are. I like to think how each life has its own series of notes that we live inside within this vast field. Like a single instrument in a symphony so large you can never hear or see or perceive the edges of it. It just keeps going and going and going. But your note is so key because it can change the entire sound of the orchestra itself. And the whole is somehow incomplete without it. Your heart is how you broadcast your vibration. This is why we tune into our heart, open our heart, remind our heart to gently open, shift, and release into a coherent, steady rhythm to become a clear carrier for the note. So that's where we'll begin today, to tune our heart towards greater coherence. So take a deep breath in, hold that breath for a moment, and then give a long letting go exhale. Good. Inviting the stillness, welcoming the stillness. Find more comfort and ease in your body right now. Whether you're seated, allow your spine to feel a little more erect, as if each vertebra is stacking just easily, effortlessly on top of each other, allowing for a more structured flow within the body. If you'd like to lie down, as you lay your body down, begin to feel a greater aligned ease coming into your entire body from head to toe. Good. Now, rest a hand over the center of your chest, over the center of your heart. Begin to feel its warmth under your palm, allowing all of your attention to rest here under your hand, as if you could breathe through your heart. And begin to do that now. Breathing in through the heart, breathing out through the heart. Good. Air arriving through the center of your chest and leaving from the same place, finding even more settledness, stillness. To slow, to lengthen, breathing in for a count of 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just stay with that rhythm. Balanced, unhurried. With every breath in, gather a little more of your scattered attention back from the day, the morning, the week, the month, the year. Begin to bring it home to your chest, to your heart, that sacred place. And with every breath in, your shoulders drop just a little bit more. Your jaws relax and melt. And on the warmth under your hand, begin to invite an intensely positive feeling. The feeling of gratitude or perhaps appreciation are often easy to access. Or perhaps you begin to invite the feelings of love or care. Whatever that intensely positive feeling is for you, just allow it to arrive. Perhaps you're thinking of someone or something that you are glad for. A morning that went right, a face that's so easy to love and loves you back unconditionally because you are worthy. A paw or a purr that wipes away tears. Let that feeling arrive before the word and feel it spread warm throughout the center of your chest. Breathing in this settled rhythm, this coherence. You might even notice how your heart begins to steady. Your breath steadies. Your whole body steadies, stepping more fully into the present moment. Good. Quietly. And you may notice how your broadcast is becoming more warm, beautiful, clear. Stay here in this as you stay here, the warmth under your hand, the breath moving slowly, evenly. It's easy for you to feel your body growing heavier. Let it settle all the way down into whatever holds you. Safe, aligned, heavy and weightless at the same time with nothing to carry. Good. The more your body rests, the more freely your awareness can move. And that warmth at the center of your chest, notice it brightening with each breath a little more light until that glow beneath your hand is the warmest, clearest light in you. Feel it widen. Let that light spread. Spread past the edges of your body until you are resting inside of it. And as it opens, it's not a glow anymore. It's a sky. An endless clear summer sky, high, clear, bright. Take one slow breath in, hold it for a moment at the very top, and as you let it go, feel how the truest part of you begins to rise up into that brightness. Your body staying exactly where it is, heavy and held, while you lift easily, rising the way heat lifts off of sun-warmed ground. And as you rise, the air turns thin and cool. The light steadies, and effortlessly, you begin to feel something solid arriving beneath you. Stone warmed by the sun. The high bones of a mountain that has always been yours, familiar, connected. Feel it arrive. Feel yourself arise to the very top, the summit. Standing, you can see for miles, standing atop this mountain. And it's easy to just breathe. As you breathe, you notice below you a wispy sea of clouds, and above you, on every side, endless open sky. The expanse is the high, clear seat of you, your life, your existence. And the view goes on forever. Feel how solid the ground is under your feet. Now, ground yourself into the bedrock of this mountain. If you have a grounding practice, I invite you to begin that now. If not, think, imagine, or feel a golden cord of light that you send out from the base of your spine, down through the rock, deep into the earth until it roots and anchors, held from below, open to the heavens, rooted and free, and just breathe. And anything that you are ready to let go of can just gently descend down that golden cord of light, bringing you back into the fullness of your own energy and information. You may begin to feel patterns, vibration, colors, physical sensations arising, asking, ready to release down this grounding cord of light. Taking a deep breath in, and as you slowly exhale, feeling more aligned, grounded, and centered. Now, standing tall on this summit, allow your gaze to move beyond, to move past the edge of this perceived world. And there's two ways that you could go. Maybe you choose to move out. You lift off the peak, flying towards that deep, beautiful open sky, as if guided by a star into the indigo night of space. Or maybe you choose to move in, and you begin to shift your awareness so far within yourself that you meet a velvety dark, endless stillness. Either way, move towards the silence. If you either see yourself going up and out or coming in and deep. And either way you travel, you arrive to a place with no edges, no shape, a field of pure possibility, humming, waiting. It goes on forever. Here, in that silence, you float and wait and allow. And you begin to notice a single thread of light, of silver light, running through you from your back, out, away, towards, as if it goes both backwards and forwards, behind you, in front of you. Marvel at the curiosity of this silver umbilicus, like an umbilical cord, this lifeline to your source. And with a gentle smile, you begin to trace it. Allow this silver thread to lead you back past this morning, this month, this year, past every room you've ever stood in, every moment you've ever floated through, every breath you've ever taken. Follow the silver thread all the way to where you began. On the way, shadows of lights and distant past, memories of days yet to come, flicker and collide into your awareness as you journey back, farther back still. And there, a spark, a flash of living light, the first moment of you, the moment you became I am, the moment you were invited, you chose to arrive. Find that moment of creation. And in that spark, as subtle as lightning, you ignited a pattern, your original blueprint, the pure, undistorted essence of you, before any story landed on it, before any archetype formed, before any wound or trauma emerged, before anyone told you who to be. This pattern, your original blueprint, is still there. It always has been. And as you breathe, you begin to notice how easy it is to allow it to come to you as a flower, a rose specifically, unfurling in the light. Notice its color, the exact color, whatever rises first. Notice the shape of it, how it holds itself. Lean in and breathe its scent, a slow breath in, holding it, your lungs filling with something that smells like home. And with a smile, you exhale. Sense the quality, the feeling of your rose. Is it an unmistakable rising joy? Perhaps a grounded, unshakable peace? A bright diamond clarity of connection or creativity? Or a deep, pulsing, steady love? Find the feeling that makes your rose come alive. Just sense it and allow it to bloom a little wider. Some of you may like trying on different feelings until your rose seems to pulse and arrive as if to come to life. This is your rose. Now holding the rose in your gaze, let your attention move back through your body and notice, honestly, if there's a place, a space, a pattern that feels maybe out of tune. A heaviness somewhere, a place that's gone stuck or numb or thin, numb. Maybe that's a corner where your music has gone quiet. Allow your attention to rest wherever it lands on these places. They're not failures, they're messengers asking to be felt. Maybe you know their story, maybe you don't. It doesn't matter, just observe, feel it. Let it be exactly as big or as small as it is. You're safe here. You can feel into it all the way. You will not break. This is a part of you. Accepting the fullness of you means accepting all of the parts, happy and sad, heavy and light. And a slow breath in. Draw that beautiful rose of you right into the center of your chest and hold it there. Hold the color, the scent, the vibration, the feeling, all of it at your heart. And as you breathe out, let its pristine vibration, that original essence of you, pour through you, down your arms, through your spine, into every cell of your body, every nerve, every sinew, every space between your atoms, and watch what happens to those heavy places. See how they begin to loosen. They warm. They begin to melt and drain and dissolve into the ether, or release down that golden cord of grounding light. Just watch. Again, breathe that rose into your heart, hold its quality, and on the exhale, send it flooding through you, clearing the old, settling the new, the truth of who you are. Beautiful. Again, breathe the rose into your heart, holding its quality, assimilating it, breathing in, and on the exhale, send it flooding through you, clearing the old, settling the new. Good. Your whole system remembering all at once the pattern that it was born to live. Like a string finding its true pitch, or a compass orienting to its true north, aligning, steadying, coming home. Good. There's nothing to do here, nothing to fix, just remember. Only this, returning to the one who you already are. And from this place, where you and your original blueprint are humming the same vibrations, be still, be quiet, and listen. Listen with your heart. Listen with every fiber of your being, with every cell in your body. Listen with your ears, and listen with your heart. Listen for a feeling, a quality, a steadiness underneath everything, a tone that has been playing beneath your whole life under all the noise. Yeah. There. That hum. That sense of rightness. That note that is unmistakably you. That feeling, that is your signature frequency. You don't have to make it, you don't have to try. It is already who you are, and it has been vibrating all along. Let it rise up and fill you. If it feels good, allow it to become the loudest, quiet thing you hear. The one vibration the rest of you arranges itself around. Welcome it home. And breathe. Now, carrying that note, that vibration, that fingerprint, find your silver thread and begin to trace it. Once again, this time towards this present moment, towards this body, towards this now, slowly. For as you travel, you may notice a knot or a lump or a bump here or there along this silver cord. Places on your timeline still asking for harmony. And if and when you find one, pause. Let your notes sound through it. You may be experiencing that as color, light, sound, vibration. However you experience it is perfect. Let that true pitch vibration of you loosen the knot, the thread, the bumps, the lumps, and smooth it out. Behind you, moving towards you, past you, ahead of you, the whole line coming into tune, harmonizing, taking all the time you need. And when your thread feels clear, begin to come home in your time. Some of you find it easy to introduce beautiful harmony into your timeline. Others find it a little sticky. Either way is okay. Sometimes we think that harmony is about perfect beauty and natural order all of the time. But the truth is that natural order also contains dissonance. But our ability to harmonize a situation, elements of ourselves, of our life, comes when we can allow two dissonant sounds to sound beautiful together. Allow each moment to be as it is, as it was, as it will ever be. The harmony comes when we bring into accord that which is the truth of us. Good. You're exactly where you need to be in this moment, doing exactly what you need to be doing, because there is no need in this moment, but there is your choice. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, and as you slowly exhale, beginning to arrive back now into this now moment on your timeline, and notice how you are not the same as when you began. Notice what has changed in or around your energy body. Just observe quietly. And as you breathe, you can feel your unique frequency, your vibration. Feel where it lives. Perhaps under the hands still resting on your heart, and the warmth there, in the steadiness of your breath. This is your anchor. Any hour of any day, when the world tries to push or pull you off key, you can always come back to this place in 3 breaths. A hand on your heart, one warm feeling, and that beautiful frequency, that note or sounds or vibrations that you found today. That's all it takes. You're never more than a breath away from your own original blueprint, your signature frequency. You are coherent. You are in tune. And the note you're broadcasting now is clear and true and entirely your own. time this sound like this finds you, you can drop back into these colors, these sounds, even more easily and effortlessly, quicker and deeper each and every time you choose. And as you breathe, let the rose, held at your heart this whole time, blossom, open all the way, bursting into color and light and sound, scattering its pattern through every part of you, so the whole of you carries it. The rose is always there, anytime you need, and it's waiting. Become aware now of the edges of your body again. The weight of you resting where you are. The floor beneath you, the air on your skin, the temperature of this room. And if this is your time to float off into a deep slumber, let sleep take you. Let this waking world soften at its edges and go dark and warm and sweet. There's no effort to carry the note while you dream. It tunes you in your sleep. Rest well. Or, if you're ready to rise and carry this new information, this vibration, these new patterns back into your day with you, come with me now. A slow breath in, filling your lungs with the bright air of this new now. And as you breathe out, feel yourself return all the way to the surface of your skin, descending back into your body, bringing movement to your fingers, your toes, your nose. Let your shoulders roll, lengthen your neck. Move with care, the body that cares for you. And when you feel steady, present, and tuned to your own note, your eyes begin to flutter open. Returning home. Welcome back. Your vibration is already a masterpiece. Every moment that you are awake, that you move with greater awareness in your life, that you choose to arrive in each moment as if it were your last, because it is the present. Accepting the present as it is, the gift of the now. Your masterpiece sings and vibrates and rings and resonates with a truth and purity that the world benefits from. It's why you're here. And sometimes it's very easy for that masterpiece to sing and resound and feel true and triumphant and jubilant. And other days it is not. So no matter where you find yourself on your journey, know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that no matter what feelings arise, no matter how good or not you feel, your masterpiece doesn't change. The truth, the integrity of your original essence is always alive and within you. Now, the fun part is, how do we call that forth? How do we color it into this world, into this season of our life? Every season you will feel yourself, express yourself differently, expressing a different element of the pattern. You don't change. The patterns that you present and move through and get to embody and experience and write home about, that is what shifts. And yet the truth of who you are is always constant. So being able to hold these two seeming opposites as one, the seeming opposite of, this is the truth, the original essence of who I am, and this is the frequency, that signature I'm giving off into the world right now, is a beautiful balance, a gift that you can give yourself. And by gifting yourself, you bless the world. My friends, how was that for you? What are you experiencing? So because we are having a slightly different format today, and we still have an hour, so don't go anywhere. Unless you need to, that's cool. What I'd like to do is take a moment to go through some of the comments that are coming through on Insight Timer, have a chance to acknowledge everyone, also on YouTube as well. Sending hello to our friends over on Circle. And then we'll go through and we'll start those one-on-ones on Zoom. So Insight Timer friends, if you're just joining us and you'd like to be able to join via Zoom and have an opportunity to come on screen and chat with me one-on-one, we're actually going to be listening to your signature frequency. We're going to be presenting, I'll be listening and allowing the bowls to share with you what is coming up, what's sitting on the side of your space right now, or perhaps quite centered in for some of you. In this vibration, we'll listen specifically for the tones that resonate and strengthen who you are. So if you'd like to do that, Insight Timer friends, just go to charlene.com/solstice, send us your name and your email, and the powers that be, the system, will send you, the good system, not like the weird system, but because we are otherwise occupied, the system will be sending you an email that you can send that, connect with us on Zoom. So D, I see you over there. T Lady Nat, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear T Lady Nat. Natalie. Happy birthday to you. Yay. So amazing. Z, thank you so much for your kind donation. May it come back to you 100-fold. Lisa, thank you for your very kind donation. May it come back to you 100-fold. For all the giving that you all do, may it come back to you 100-fold. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Vita says, deeply settling. I'm so glad that's how this experience was for you. Friends, if you'd like to take a moment, especially on Insight Timer, we'll go through and reflect back what it was that you experienced. And as you take a moment to do that, let me share where the bowls, really led us today. So if you were with us last night, this is a very different session because we're all, it's a different time. We're sitting in a different frequency. The sky has shifted and changed. You have shifted and changed. The vibration of the day is different. And the information that we are connecting to is very different than the dreamlike space we went into last night. So of course it would make sense that the bowls today gently led us into the key of C major. In classical music, C major connects us into a very simple, childlike innocence that is incredibly accessible. And you know, from the mouths of babes, the truth rolls. It's that same type of vibration. So we were very much summoned into this place. And we were also grounded a lot into F major, into that place of the heart. And that makes sense because we were moving through and in and around the heart. F major in classical music is a very calming, settling vibration. It helps us settle into our space, and that's because its fundamental tone of F vibrates at the heart. When we're in F major, what makes F major are the notes F, A, which connects us into that deeper seat of intuition, that insight. So right there we have the heart, the head, or the intuition. And then if we invert the chord, we have this beautiful low grounding C that helps us sit into this physicalized space, whether you call it the lower dantian, elements into this lower first energy center that feels very rooted and grounded and alive, and also very accessible. So that's really where the bowls are inviting us today. They also really love to lock into the octave. Archetypally, the octave is the expansion of the next iteration of ourselves. It's the truth of who we are in its fullness. That's why these intervals all sound very different. I'll just give you a few. These tend to be very much in our bodies, and yet we long for that last resolution, don't you? You want to hear this. Your body wants to hear that, and that's because that octave connects us into the full package, you could say, of the truth of who we are so that we can continue to expand out. Otherwise, we are forever stuck in this state. And it's creative, and there's beautiful things that we can move through. But don't you love it when this full expression that stabilizes us, the octave, arrives? So that's what showed up. Perfect. So on Insight Timer, Jeanette says, thank you for a beautiful session. Thank you so much, Jeanette. What? Sure. Well, start me from where Sandy says, refreshing, relaxing, loving. A golden retriever joined me in the magic until the end. Thank you, uplifting, restful. Oh, I love that so much. Sandy, that's amazing. My friends too, I don't want to forget to say, so yes, we are here through 11, but then we have a hard stop at 11 and we will be back at 1 p.m. So join us back at 1 p.m. This is going to be good. And during that time too, for our friends on Zoom, feel free to leave the Zoom session on and live. Jeremy's put together a really beautiful compilation of music, of different frequencies, tones, and vibrations that will touch your life. And it's not just crystal bowls, honestly. There's singing and there's crystal bowls, but there's some of that. There's me singing Christmas songs because it's my favorite, but just a little bit of a variety of tones and frequencies that will touch your heart. And actually, and I don't just say that, these are actually sounds and songs that not just we, but others like John Stewart Reed have shown in the lab to create very harmonious healing frequencies that help your body relax and soothe and settle. So leave the Zoom on, and we'll continue on. So you are most welcome, Tea Lady Nat. Lisa says, vibrant and touch my essence and your beautiful rose. Oh, wonderful. I love that. Z says, thank you so much, Charleene. I needed to hear the words you were speaking regarding reconnecting to my soul. Amazing. I think we all do. I think that's part of the journey. Susan said, I slept so much better last night after last night's session. So good. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Susan, actually, if you'd like to share that, anybody, we want to hear your stories. We want your stories to be heard and told, not only so we can hear it, but that if we can share with others, because when we share in community, the power of this grows. So take a minute. There's actually, if you're in the chat in YouTube or in the chat in Zoom, there's a link right there you can just click. And you can share what shifted for you today. Just a few sentences or even a quick video that you can do with your phone. It's really easy. And then just submit it and you're done. You don't have to email us or anything. So cool. It takes just a minute or two. We would appreciate that. And I would love to hear it, because I'm going to go back through and answer some of these myself because of the power of what you're experiencing. So Suzanne, that's so great that you slept better last night. Anna, good morning. Yes, Summer Solstice Eve. Gail, lovely to see you. E.T. Yogi, hello, my friend. Susan said the vibrations resonated throughout my being. I was slow stitching a rose this morning. Everything in its perfect time. With closed eyes, I could see the rose floating above me and slowly turning, showing its petals. Love that. Anna says, thank you ever so much. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we should go ahead and start listening. Jeremy, shall we start listening? I got a thumbs up there. All right. It's going to be fun. So if this is your first time joining us on Zoom, here's how we roll. So just to help me kind of stay in the zone so that I can listen and hear more clearly. When you come on, I'm going to invite you to say your name slowly 3 times. So, for instance, I'm going to invite myself on. Hi, Charlene. It's nice to see you. Hi. Please say your name for me slowly 3 times. Charleene Closshey. Charleene Closshey. Charleene Closshey. Now, by doing that, that gives me the opportunity to listen to the resonance of your voice, your space, so that the bowls can reflect back. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Saffron over on Insight Timer, I just saw this, Jeremy, says, how can we get on Zoom? No problem, just go to charlene.com/solstice. Sign up for the email, sign your name, and it will send you that link and you can pop over. So I'd love to see you. All right, all of our Zoom friends, you have raised your hand. Y'all know the drill. If you want to come on, raise your hand and we will do it. All right. Jeremy, where are we going? Michelle. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am well. Nice to see you.
It's nice to see you. I'm very excited.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, all right, let's listen and see where you are vibrating today. Would you like that?
Yes, please.
Perfect. All right, if you could slowly say your name 3 times for me.
Michelle Ingalls. Michelle Ingalls. Michelle Ingalls.
Wow. Michelle, this is really interesting. This is so beautiful. You are floating between D minor and D major. So in classical music, a fundamental tone of D, we will begin to enliven us in this creative center, kind of in your gut, in your belly. In classical music, D major is a very triumphant, it's like the shouts of hallelujah. It's a rejoicing that comes about. Whereas D minor sort of has this melancholic, brooding sort of vibration. D major feels very masculine. D minor feels very feminine. Here's D minor. You gotta feel that. And here's D major. You feel that outward movement. The D minor starts to bring itself in, the D major starts to move itself out. And what's so fascinating about it, I loved your vibration actually was like, hang on, I'm not done yet. Did you notice when I put my finger up? The vibration was actually asking us to sit for a moment to remind you that this C sharp, that is that very grounding lower tone, is always there to strengthen you even when you shift into D minor. D minor, C sharp isn't there, but in D major, C sharp is there. So you were moving between these spaces where there was a call to remember the balance between the two, the masculine, the feminine, the outward, the inward, and this fundamental watery, creative center resonant tone is really what came through. And I love how your vibrations got a little bit assassinated. Hang on, I'm not done yet. It was really beautiful to listen to. Thank you for allowing me to listen to that and hear that. What did you experience? What came up for you in this moment?
I'm in tears right now. What you said just perfectly aligned with me. I am on my awakening journey. I'm a Gemini, so if that explains the pause and, yep, there you go. It was absolutely perfect. Yeah, I'm in tears right now. This is great. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Well, thank you for allowing us to listen. This is you. This isn't me. This is you. And it's so beautiful. And I think one of the things too, Michelle, that I could also feel as I was feeling other people really connecting into your vibration and feeling like, oh yeah, no, that I recognize that. I sense that. I got that. That makes sense to me. There is a familiarity that you allowed us to hear right off the bat. So thank you for that. Really lovely. I appreciate that. So beautiful.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. All right. Sonia. Sonia. Oh my goodness. There she goes. Perfect. How are you, my friend?
I'm so sorry I couldn't say one word yesterday because I was just crying because I was so touched by the heart. Thank you so much.
Of course. It's so good to see you, my friend. Everyone, if you're like, why is she freaking out? Sonia is a dear friend of mine who I haven't seen in many, many years. And so last night she came and I saw her pop up in the Zoom during last night's session, and it brought such joy to my heart. So Sonia, let's listen. Let's listen to you. So say your full name, or just your first and last name for me 3 times so I can tune in.
Sonia Michaela. Sonia Michaela. Sonia.
Sonia, that's so beautiful. So this is really interesting. There is a call, a reminder, and a truth of the depth that you naturally fall into, the depth that you seek, that you ground yourself into. And you move between these two really beautiful spaces of C major and F major. So let's talk about both of those. So C major, again, it's this beautiful simplicity, a childlike wonder of life, the innocence that brings about the ultimate truth. But not just from a purely defined, not as much from that perspective, but from a perspective that instead of keeping us at this hot, integrative, fiery, third energy center point, that desire, intention, will, destiny, you actually drop into this beautiful lower, more second energy center, that purity, nourishment, charm, emerging, creativity, the truth, the simplicity of that's all based in the heart. And that's where the resolution always ended. And you have support not only within the body, but outside of the body as well. You were supported in the lower, helping to ground into this existence with this beautiful low A. A fundamental tone in classical music of A will frequently connect us into a vibration, a sensation of rightness, of settledness, but of a connection to the divine. So there is an element of hope, but it's a belief that you don't even need hope, it just is. A deep presence of, you could call it faith, and I don't mean it from a religious dogmatic perspective. I mean it from just a truthful it is perspective. And then you invited this really low bowl. I was like, how am I going to do this for a second? But this beautiful low F actually is that undercurrent of everything, and that F connecting deeply into that heart. This place of truth and calm. And so no matter what's happening around you, this is where you settle in beautifully and deeply, and you do that for others as well too. That's why it was easy to listen to this. It was easy to hear it. It was easy to entrain to it, because it's just the truth of who you are. So how did that feel for you? What came up for you?
It feels good. I think that I was really lost for the last year, or maybe even longer, and I was so used to being, probably like many of us, there are others, that's all it seems now. I'm 70, pretty much what I knew, but I don't think that that I had connection with myself, what I need, or who I truly, because everything what was before seems completely not there anymore. So it's a transition, something probably I always was looking for.
Yeah.
It should integrate.
And that may very well be why those two lower tones were so distinct and wanting to come through, to remind you, A, that you are not alone. Yes, you're in your body, but we got you. We grounded you, we are supporting you, and that you are held. And you're held in this resonance of a divine faith and the truth of just, it is the beauty of the glory of what it is to be here, even when we don't realize it, even when we feel lost. And by the way, doesn't it sometimes feel fun when we look back at times when we have felt lost? I mean, there's actually a thrill even in that. And that's part of being human, because you can't find yourself if you weren't lost. Yes. So that's really, really lovely. And then that deep undercurrent of that low F. And this guy doesn't always speak. And what I loved, right as I was starting to pull my hand off at the very end, Sonia, I don't know if you noticed this, but the mallet glitched, and it was like, nope, pay attention and come back. So the bowls very much, that's not me, the bowls very much bring through vibrations and information that help us come back on track and into ourselves. That was so lovely. Thank you for sharing that. That was such a peaceful and just beautiful resonant. Wasn't it pretty, Jeremy? It was just like, yeah, Jeremy's going. It was just lovely. So thank you for allowing us to hear your loveliness and the loveliness that reflects into every one that you meet and that you connect with. So really lovely.
I'm going to say one more thing.
Sure.
When you came on yesterday, it made a 180-degree turn shift. I couldn't say anything yesterday because I just had to cry out of joy, and I cannot thank you enough, because what you represent and give is what brought everything back to me. So thank you so much. It's such a blessing.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. I receive your kindness. And I also offer back gently that my sole job is to reflect that which is in front of me. So, I love you. Thank you so much. So beautiful. Oh, amazing. Inside Timer, how are you guys feeling? Michelle says it was perfect and you needed that blueprint. Good. Yeah. Yeah. What is it, Jeremy? Margaret, amazing. Thank you so much, Margaret. This is going to be great. Hello, Margaret.
Get my thing off.
Perfect.
Hello.
Look at all that knowledge floating behind you, including Isis herself. All right, I love this. This is, we got some goodness coming through here. Yeah, all right. Well, Margaret, let's take a listen. If you could say your name. Yeah, your first and last name for me 3 times slowly. That'd be great.
Margaret Kupferle. Margaret Kupferle. Margaret Kupferle.
So, Margaret, this is really interesting. What I hear is a vibration that is in a constant state of evolution. Purposeful evolution. We're all evolving, but a purposeful bringing in different ideas, different themes, and creating different variations of herself all around. We started very distinctly with these 3 fundamental tones, a low A connecting into this innocent satisfaction. It's a youthful cheerfulness, a lot of times connecting into the divine in a major capacity. here, it's actually acting almost like A minor, which has a tender, feminine, almost a classical musicology would call it a piousness, but this is more of a deep devotion to that feminine guiding principle and force. And what's interesting is that then we were connecting into this watery second center, this creative space where we purify not only ourselves, but our world, our experience, our reality. And then we would settle back into a C. C connects us, again, that childlike simplicity. It's easy, it's accessible, it's just true. It's like the most awesome flavor of vanilla ever. And honestly, vanilla sometimes is so much better than like any other flavor you could ever get, because we know it and you can experience it more deeply and all the subtleties of each layer. It seems easy or straightforward, but it never is. A beautiful vanilla is so nuanced and complex, right? But it also is felt in the body. So that's where we started. And then, girl, y'all went over here into E major. E major is actually the key of spring. Vivaldi actually wrote spring from the Four Seasons in E major. So E major has this, it's like a shout of joy, it's pleasure, it's delight, but it's of something that hasn't fully come to fruition yet. But you know it will. It's not summer, it's not winter, it's spring. So you went there, and then you're like, yeah, no, let's actually kind of feel back into this beautiful reverence, sort of feminine, pious-y, devotional place. And then you ended us into, squarely into that A major, where we could feel that complete trust in the divine, into something bigger than yourself, however you define it. It doesn't. And so there was a settledness in that, and that is actually the truth, more deeply, of where you resonate and you vibrate. So you like to ask questions, you like to look for answers, and they always find you. And as they do, they're forever evolving and expanding and shifting you. That's why we have that balance of the feminine, the A minor, the inward reflection of sound, and that A major, that outward connection, think of out and up, or however you want to connect that, and that kind of more masculine. So you're finding that balance as well. You just kind of naturally float into that. While I was listening, I just had this image of kind of like a big old, we could call it a pot or a cauldron, and we were just stirring and letting all of this, the beauty of the harmonics come out. It's kind of like when you put a lot of different spices or seasonings together, and if you were to taste them individually, it's kind of like, oh, well, I don't think that would work with that. But then when you add a third one of these seasonings or ingredients to it, suddenly the whole taste and palate and sensory experience blossom and bouquets into something we didn't even expect. So it felt like this gorgeous cauldron of goodness. What did you experience?
I thought it was, it just really touched me in a place like, a deep, lovely. And really resonate, because I'm in this kind of strange period in my life where I'm clearing things out to make space for something new. I've had a lifetime of gathering seemingly disparate things that are starting to come together, and maybe there's something I can offer eventually after this with this, so that cauldrons and nice and spices maybe don't make sense individually, but might make sense all together.
Yeah. Well, you can tell that when the timer goes off, when you sense that ding that it's ready for presentation, it's actually already ready. Whenever you feel yourself open to that space, you are ready. That's the interesting thing. I can feel that there's a couple of last minute things you're just putting in, but remember that even after we pull, for instance, if we were to pull something, whatever you want to pull out of the oven, it needs to rest. And so it's done baking, but it's going to keep heating and finding its perfect doneness. So you will never be done. So perhaps there's something in that as well, of the invitation to go ahead and begin, because your bouquet is blooming beautifully.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was magical to listen to. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, that was fun. Jeremy, where are we going next? Jude! Good morning, Jude. Good to see you again.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well. Well, let's take a listen again. Let's listen from a different angle. So what would you like for me to listen to this morning? Just say your name. Just say your name for me 3 times, whichever name you'd like for me to tune into.
Jude Dashel. Jude Dashel. Jude Dashel.
Jude, that's so lovely. Oh, there's a lot to unpack in there. Let me see if I can get it all. So here we are sitting in what we would call in classical music, think of it as a C major 7th chord. But archetypally, here's what's happening, is that we are sitting with the archetype of the lover, which I'll come back to, but more importantly in this moment, the creator. So when we combine this note, which is a B will frequently feel in our head. A fundamental tone of B, to me, is always what it is to be human. In classical music, there's such a diversity of what people will accept that B major elicits, colors, does, creates. And it's everything from wild passions to anger to jealousy to rage to fear to exuberance to excitement. It's just so strongly colored, and I'm not going to play the rest of it because I don't want to pull us out of this moment. But this fundamental tone, like I said, is what it feels like to be human, at least to my ear. So when you paired it then with this beautiful E that is connecting us into this third energy center, that seat of desire, intention, will, destiny, that fire in your belly, you're creating stability for the creator. Now remember how I said the archetype of love? There's a self-love in that. So that it feels very distinctly that you are here to have a very creative experience. And I don't necessarily mean arts and crafts or music or whatever. There may be elements of that for sure, but it's what it is that you are generating, that you are holding for other people to be able to walk and unfold their path and their truth because you can do it. That means that they can do it. And that love, that self-love is imperative for you as you hold this creator space. The creator space is what allows life to unfold more fully for the rest of us, for all of us. It's like breaking the 4-minute mile. Oh, if they can do it, I can do it too. Once a 4-minute mile was broken, suddenly everybody started doing it. Like it was a thing. But they could never do it until that point. So there is a vibration that you have arrived with that has asked you to hold a space to break that 4-minute mile for folks in a way that they couldn't do for themselves. Does it make it easy? No, not at all. And yet it is very simple. It's why we were grounded in the key of C. There's an innocent, childlike beauty to it. And what's also interesting is that it is connecting us to the very base of our tailbone, this C, all the way up into this B, to the top of our head. It is a fully somatic, lived, human experience for the expansion and betterment of all. But you need that splash of love. And then the note at the end was that subtle, heard that beautiful low B come back in, those little outside noises of like, hey, the voice, not noises, voices of like, you're not alone. We got you. We see what that is. And the truth is that when you can fall in and listen and connect to those outside allies that are all around you all of the time, it finishes that fullness of the octave, low B, into the fullness of you. That was really cool. What did it feel like for you, my friend? Jude, what did you experience? Perfect.
I've got tears. I've got chills. I've always felt that, like I saw some video with a monk levitating over mountains, and I'm going, ooh, if he can do that, why can't I? So I'm still trying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that same sort of inspiration, aspiration, that image of the monk is holding for you, remember that you are holding that for others as well. And that doesn't mean that you're going to be walking on water or you have to do any of that, because part of the exploration as well is that finding yourself within the extreme. If the universe is constantly expanding, always, it actually doesn't expand in perfect symmetry. About 5 years ago, physicists figured that out. They were like, oh, we always thought the universe was expanding and expanding mathematically, proportionately, and evenly. And it's not. It's actually expanding in an asymmetrical fashion. We are the same way. There is always this equal balance of light and dark because that is how we expand. However, we expand in different directions. And so these sensations of light or dark move in different ways and paths in time for us. So that source of aspiration is something not only that you hold for yourself, but it's probably why you feel it so deeply for you, because you're already reflecting it for others. And it makes sense. So, yeah, it is pretty amazing when folks break these 4-minute miles, especially in ways we think we can't do, but the truth is that we can. And there's nothing wrong that we haven't done it yet. Doesn't make us good if we do. All it is that we have practiced a certain set of skills. That's it. That's it. What do you think Michael Jordan did? He practiced a certain set of skills. And we all have different practices that we are invited to embody in this lifetime. So kudos to you for embodying every practice and skill that you do. Kudos to you for embodying all the ones that you don't as well, because you have perspective as to where you are in this moment, what you can and what you perceive that you can't do. And it's in those moments that you're able to find more of yourself and determining, well, maybe I can. I'm going to close that gap just a little bit more. And if you figure out how to levitate, call me. Thank you so much. Thanks for letting us listen. That was really, really beautiful. So
Thank
lovely.
you for pulling it out.
Oh, just reflecting it back.
Love you.
Love you too. Thank you so much. Jeremy, where are we going next? Hi, Katrina. Woohoo!
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Excellent, excellent. All right, Katrina, if you could say your first and last name for me 3 times slowly, I'd love to listen.
Katrina Muller. Katrina Wolf. Katrina.
Katrina, this was very, very interesting. You have this really lovely interplay of a softness, a soft feminine essence that's heart-based. You don't necessarily lead with your heart, though, but your heart is activated, and that light is actually, it's just this beautiful, it's like a tiny flame that illuminates a black room. It doesn't have to be, you don't have a bonfire to illuminate a black room, but it's this tiny, beautiful spark that you led with, that you wanted us to start with. And if you noticed at the beginning, I was trying to orient myself because it almost felt like I was sitting in a space that was sort of circling, twisting one direction and the other simultaneously, as though I was sitting in a torus field on its side. And that was the vibrations, those were the vibrations that were coming through, was this very shifting, unfurling, very feminine type of energy. We were mostly colored actually by, we were colored in A minor. A minor shares a simplicity, the accessibility of C. But it's its darker sister, darker color, softer. In classical music, A minor has that, there's a tenderness to it, that again, that piety, a piousness. And I don't mean it from a religious perspective, but from a settled truthfulness. And then you really grounded us into that space of pure potential, because it wasn't strictly A minor that you left us on. You actually left us in this openness of A. So you had that the polarity balance between A minor, that feminine inward moving, and then the masculine A major, but that was left undefined, unspoken. You didn't have to ignite it, but it was very present because I could feel the resonance happening over here, but it asked not to be sounded, which is very interesting. Again, that A major is a satisfaction of a deeper connection and a trust in all is well. So there's this really very interesting, it was less about, interestingly, I think it was less about keys or archetypes, and it was more about this toroidal kind of pattern unfurling on itself. Really beautiful and fascinating. What did you experience?
Yeah, like Margaret, in holding, putting things together. But then the protection, I think like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really lovely. It was, it's one of those, sometimes these things will come through very on the nose, like you know this is what it is. And sometimes it's an invitation to really sit into whatever's come up and go deeper into it. So I sense this might be a moment for that, because even I'm sitting here going, that was very interesting. Because what came through was not necessarily like a snapshot of who you are. What came through was an essence of a process in which you were engaging in and moving and going beyond. And it was more than just a picture, which there's nothing wrong with the picture. Listen, we take pictures all the time because that's how I remember what I did yesterday, because there's a truth in it. But your truth right now is this process that you were deeply engaged with, whether you were fully conscious of its fullness yet or not. So yeah, interesting. Really, really lovely. Like, I love it just feels juicy to sit in the middle of here for a minute. So I'm going to do that for a second before we go on. Thank you so much for letting us hear that. That was really, really lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. All right, Jeremy, who is next? I have to clear my space so that I can hear. All right. Diana, hey, good to see you again. How are you?
And wow.
Excellent.
I love hearing all the differences.
Oh, good. Yes. Yeah, it's always amazing too. There's always little parts that come up for all of us, right? Well, if you could say your name for me 3 times slowly, we can take a listen.
Diana Guerrero. Diana Guerrero.
Well, Diana, if you told me today that during the session that your rose was dancing, I would believe you, because you have a very strong rhythmic component into your life. The first thing that I heard, actually, was from The Lion King of Rafiki. So I had this very strong, endless horizon of a plane. But the first thing after that I sensed was a chick, 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 this rhythm, this unending driving tempo, just moving forward. And it was very much grounded to the key of A minor. A minor in classical music is that, again, it's a very feminine energy, but there's a tenderness to it, but a fierceness. There's a ferocity, because true feminine energy is extremely fierce. It's almost like a Black Madonna energy, that softness of the mother, but the fierceness of the protector. And that driving rhythm happened and kept going throughout the entire time. You probably heard it. And I love too how it was very specific in the trajectory. This was more of a, unlike the last experience we had that kind of was a bit more esoteric, this was actually a bit more very specific, a bit more imagery based. What was very much coming through was a very strong vision of forward movement, approaching this beautiful dawn of horizon across an endless, vast plain, and that rhythm of propelling forward, protected by that divine feminine primordial energy coming up and through. It's also interesting, the two main intervals that came through, one was a perfect octave. We know mathematically that the octave is the most stable of all intervals. This feels just lovely, right? It feels lovely because it's stable. It's not going anywhere. When it's tuned, it's there. It's locked in. The other one is the perfect fifth. It's that foundation in which we can find our own sovereignty. Mathematically, it connects to a 3-to-1 ratio, but esoterically and archetypally, it helps us create to our sovereign self, where we have defined the canvas of our life or of our moment, whatever it may be. We've defined our kingdom, our structure, and we can express ourselves fully in that. We can color our world however we want, but that foundation is solid. So that's what really came through. What did you experience?
I experienced it. The same thing, that tone, that specific tone.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm returning to my life's work, which I was derailed from a while, but you're picking up on the Lion King. My specialty is wild animal behavior. And so, yeah, I am that woman. So the fierceness and the strength, I would rather say, is part of who I am in the world. And what's happening now is I'm getting ready to step back out. That's a hiatus.
I love that. And you know, that's fierceness is strong. Fierceness is kind. Fierceness is compassionate. Fierceness is you don't want to mess with as well. It's all of that rolled into one, and you could feel that. And it also makes sense why you were really cultivating that stability, the octave and the perfect fifth, because as you re-engage, as you say, you need that stability, not only for yourself, but for others. Probably an element of, I don't want to say boundaries or a wall as in keeping something out, but a boundary as in an ability to define that which we are in this moment, because within that definition, we can activate a deeper level of truth. We know what our sandbox looks like. We know what the canvas is that we're painting on. So amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for letting us hear that. Jeremy's telling me that we have time for perfect. We have time for one more. Jeremy, help us. Yeah, Victoria. All right, Victoria, let's do it. All right. And my friends, remember too, we will be coming back at 1 p.m. So if you want to do this again, join us at 1 p.m. We will be back here. We'll also be back tomorrow. So join us for sure. Summer solstice, high noon, Eastern time, 12 p.m. We'll be doing a summer solstice ceremony, as well as more of these beautiful one-on-one listening experiences. So Victoria, I am so excited to listen with you. Thank you for being here. Yeah.
Thanks for having me. It's been really a great experience.
Awesome. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Victoria, if you could say your name for me slowly 3 times, I'd love to listen.
Victoria Thomas. Victoria Thomas. Victoria Thomas.
Victoria, this is really lovely. One of the things that became very apparent in listening is that you were moving between these 2 fundamental tones of D and E. So D major in classical music, it connects us into these victory, which makes sense, Victoria, but this element of a upward victory after something. But what's interesting is that when D major appeared, there was a bit of a tentativeness, a delicacy. It wasn't like, hey, we did it. It was like, wow, this is unfurling. But what it was unfurling into were actually 2 things. I said the key of E. Yes, we hit this very strongly. It's that, again, the key, the color of spring, the thing that is arriving that hasn't yet come into fruition, but we know that it's there, and so there's shouts of rejoicing because here it comes. But then a settledness into G. G takes us into the area of our throat, into this place where we communicate the truth, our truth in the world, where we know that we know that we know that we know that what we speak is law. And that is what was unearthing itself during this time. And so there was this delicate unfurling between all of these energies. And that's where you're currently sitting. Now, what's interesting is that I think you are aptly named because there is a deep resonance in your space with this beautiful key of D major, of victory, being asked to overcome and to be able to celebrate each of those steps, those milestones in your life. And yet what presented today was this combination of E, G, and D as well. What did you experience? Oh, you're muted. Sorry, Jeremy.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
It was so interesting. You told the story of my life with the bulls. So very accurate. So I'm very grateful.
Wonderful. Well, this means that your life is continuing to unfold. That's wonderful. And
That's
this
a good thing.
absolutely, hallelujah, right? Yeah. And this pattern is continuing to evolve and open up step by step for you. So trust it, allow it to be. Victoria, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for that honor and the opportunity. You are a blessing. And my friends, all of you, yes, all of you, we are so glad to be here with you. And we will be back again, 1 o'clock in 2 hours, just 2 hours from now. Stay tuned. Jeremy's got some really beautiful things if you'd like to experience some more sounds that can begin to shift your inner world. You're already doing such incredible work, not only in your life as your life is unfolding, but in each and every step as we approach tomorrow, the longest light of the year at the summer solstice. I'm Charlene. Thank you so much for being here with us. Join us again soon. We will see you shortly in exactly 2 hours. I love you. Well done. Satnam.
Charleene Closshey is out with a new album.
It's a really interesting collaboration between my classical background, but also my desire to tell stories.
Actress and singer Charleene Closshey.
Recording artist Charleene Closshey.
Our next guest made her debut on Broadway before heading to Nashville to work with some of the biggest names in the business. You've been on Broadway, you've been in film, music.
The songs are really important to me because they're all from the heart. I think really what it is it boils down to sharing and connecting with your truth.
I wanted to approach sound healing from a different perspective. What I learned was how to fine-tune these specific frequencies and understand how these notes, these frequencies work together. Music that can be felt, experienced, can bring you to tears, change your emotions, shift your physiology,